Hey guys, it's Pete from Leisure Time here. Today we got another episode of What's Wrong with My Hot Tub. This control box is called the Eagle box. All of the Limelights and High Lifes run an Eagle box. And if you don't know what series your hot tub is, basically if you have the double-barreled, looks like a shotgun heater, then you're running an Eagle box. What we have come down to is on the circuit board, if both our sensors are good, we know that's not the problem. What the problem is on the circuit board we have several of these chips that are on the board, and I don't know which one is which, but after talking with Hot Springs, you know, several of these chips right here, one of them is the comparator chip. And what that means is the sensor readings come into the board, and then the circuit board then has to decipher what the sensors are telling it, and it compares the two readings from the sensors. And if those sensors are off by 2 ohms or 2 degrees, then that's where the circuit board thinks, well, there's an issue, and so it shuts down into protection mode. However, the comparator chip on the board can go bad, and it has a hard time comparing the two readings, even though there's nothing wrong with them. So that's what's going on with this board. What we're gonna have to do is replace the entire board and then upload the new software to the new board. I would recommend a certified Hot Springs technician do this, but if you want to save yourself money, you can do it yourself. And what I would do is first take a picture of the circuit board on your cell phone. That way you can reference, if you forget where a wire goes to plug in, then you can look at that picture and see where it goes. I've done that several times where I'm putting a board back together and I forget where the wire goes, and so I go to my cell phone and look at that, and it's been a big help. Okay, so now I've reached the point where I've removed all the wires coming into the circuit board. I've removed the bonding cables that come in to our ground down here, all the incoming power, the heater, everything. So the last part is to remove the board from its bracket. Now some people might try to go and remove the bracket from the back of the this 2x4 up here. They don't give you a new bracket when you get a new board, so you just remove the board from the bracket, and that's done by removing these 2 screws down here. Really simple. Remove those 2 screws, and then there's 2 notches up here in the bracket, and you just slide it to the right, drop it down. This board, this hot tub, happens to still be under warranty for about another month, so this customer got really lucky, because of course these circuit boards are not cheap by any means. And so we're going to take our little brackets up here, slide it in. There we go. Slide it over to lock it into place. And then take our screws. Screw it back down again. Now don't over torque those screws. I've turned my torque all the way down on the screw gun. You can even just use a hand screwdriver to put those back, so you don't over torque them. That's all you need. And then just start reversing everything back. Start plugging all your wires back in. Okay, so I got all the wires hooked back up again. The last thing we need to do is upload our software. Now I've already downloaded the 2.04D software that is required for this tub. And then we're gonna have to go through and change all the soft jumper settings. The new circuit board should come with some paper, a pack of papers, and it will tell you in the back here, if you just find it, all the jumper settings for whatever tub that you happen to put that on. But before we go turn the power on, we take our thumb drive and we're just going to plug it back into this little USB port on the circuit board. There we go. Turn the power on, and we're not going to turn on the breaker for the heater. We're only going to turn on the one for the pumps. On this particular thumb drive, it has this little light that blinks, and that's indicating that the circuit board is pulling the software off of that thumb drive. And once it's done, it will stop blinking. There, you heard the relays click. It uploaded everything. But before pulling the thumb drive back out of the circuit board, Hot Springs tells you to turn the power back off. Before doing that, I don't know why exactly, but that's what they tell you to do, so I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to turn the power back on again. I'm going to wait to turn on the heater because we have to do all of our soft jumper settings. And then we're going to go back down to that button. Hold it down for a minute, and then we're back up into service mode. Okay, so now we want to go into configuration, and that's all of the settings. Select. So, pump 1, speed, and it's a single speed. That is correct. Have those wired. So we go to next. Pump 2 says it's disabled, but what we want to do is enable it because we do have 2 pumps in this hot tub. Pump 2 speed single. Pump 2 is actually a dual speed, so we're going to switch that to dual. Next, pump 3 is disabled because we don't have a 3rd pump in this hot tub. So we'll leave that just like that. The blower disabled, we don't have a blower. 24-hour feature disabled. We can enable that because I believe it has the function for a 24-hour feature. I'll explain what that is later. Music, no, it doesn't have any music, it's disabled. That's fine. Temp display is disabled. Yes, we want the temperature to be displayed, so we're going to enable that. That tells you the current temperature of the water. Heater concurrent is disabled. We do want that to be enabled. Blower concurrent, disabled. We don't have a blower, so we're not going to worry about that. Zone 1. So go back to your board and look at how many zones you have. So you have zone 1 and 4. So zone 1 is disabled. We want that to be enabled. Zone 2 is disabled, yes. Zone 3 is disabled, yes. Zone 4 we want enabled because we do have a zone 4. Pump 3 concurrent disabled, yes, because we don't have a 3rd pump. Embedded MZ light we want enabled. Jets timeout A is disabled. We're going to enable that. And then Jets timeout B is disabled. We're going to enable that also. And what the timeout is for the Jets is just if you turn on the Jets, they're going to run. If you don't put a timeout on there, then they're just going to run indefinitely until you manually turn them back off again. If we put on the timeout feature, then after, I believe it's 2 hours, they'll shut off by themselves. I'd have to go back and look at how long that runs for, but there is a timeout feature, and we do want those enabled. Music, no, we don't have music. Spa lock, yeah, you can enable that, so you can lock the buttons so kids don't mess with that. 3-phase power, nope. We are 2-phase on this one. Exterior lights, yes, so we have the 2 corner lights on each side. We do want that enabled. Models, limelight, yep. Logo, high brightness, yeah, you can enable that. Logo, low brightness, enable. Salt system A, it is a salt system, so we want to enable that. Also B, we're also going to enable that. Bluetooth XR, no, we don't have Bluetooth. Summer timer, yeah, we can enable summer timer. And then we're back to pump 1 again. So to lock all of those in, again, we're going to turn off the breaker. and turn it back on again. Okay, before turning on the heater for the breaker for the heater, I always want to make sure we have water flowing. And I can feel down there that, yeah, we got water flowing. There's no air bubbles in the lines. I'm just gonna double check our jets. So 2-speed, or jet 2 comes on low. At high speed, turns off. Jet 1 is just high speed, turns on, great. Max comes all the way on. Turn all the jets off again. Back to home. So right now it says no flow check filter, and the only reason why it's saying no flow is because we don't have the breaker on. So there we go. Heard the relay click for the heater. Now I always like to test the heater to make sure. .8 amp draw, which is great. It's a 4-kilowatt heater. You should get about 16 to 17 amps on a 4-kilowatt heater. So everything's back to normal, which is great. This customer will be happy. Their hot tub has been down and out for a couple of days now, so they're going to be happy to have it back again. So thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching another video at Leisure Time Inc. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos.